Well, it was a bittersweet day for the New York Rangers. A lot to break down. Vince Mercogliano, a Rangers writer for USA Today and Loha.com, joins me to break it all down. Vince, the day started with the Rangers trading away their captain, Jacob Trouba, which there was rumblings could happen, but what ultimately led to that decision?
Yeah, the writing has been on the wall for a while for this, Niki. It dates back to the summer when we know that the Rangers were shopping him, and Trouba did some things to help block the deal because his preference was to stay here. But the way that things had been snowballing against the Rangers recently, the losing 6 out of their previous 7 before tonight, something needed to change. Chris Drury made that very clear when he sent that memo out to all the other general managers in the league last week, and Trouba was going to be the first one to fall on the sword. We all kind of had a sense that it was coming, and what he basically revealed today, and I had been hearing this as well, is that the Rangers went to him and said, listen, we're either going to get you to accept a trade, even if one of these teams is on your no-trade list, or we're going to put you on waivers. So they kind of threatened to expose him to all teams by putting him on waivers at the end. So Trouba was kind of backed into a corner and ultimately agreed to the deal to go to Anaheim, and I know that he said he's not crazy about the way that the Rangers handled this, but I will say this, that you can say what you will about the way the Rangers and all this went down. Chris Drury, I think by being able to convince Anaheim to eat all of Trouba's $8 million salary and free up all that salary cap space really opened up a lot of possibilities for himself with this deal.
Yeah, after the Rangers lose their captain, they then sign their goalie, Igor Shesterkin, to a historic deal. I know you confirmed that. Why now?
Well, it's related to the Trouba thing in some ways because now the Rangers know they don't have that $8 million on the books for next season, and that was one of the holdups. Things were looking really tight for them from a salary cap perspective heading into next year. They had originally offered Igor a deal at the end of training camp for $11 million per season. Igor turned it down. I had heard if they inched that up a little bit during the season, he would probably come around and say yes, and once they knew they had the financial flexibility, they were able to go ahead and get it done.
And we went into the locker room after this win, and the guy said this was a tough day for them. They had to band together. They still had a game to play. Like you said, they had lost 6 of their last 7 coming into this game. How big was it to get a win against the Penguins?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, just think about how negative things would have turned for this team. The players are already losing their captain. He was a very popular guy in the locker room. Say what you will about his play, but he's really well respected by a lot of the guys in there. And had they lost this game, that would have been 7 out of 8. It would have really felt like nothing that they could do would go right recently. So being able to get a win, one of their better played games, I think, in the last few weeks, that might not be saying a whole lot, but it is something for them at least to think for a little while that they could build on, because a loss would have felt much, much worse for them at this stage.